Hello everybody, thank you for pressing play on today's video. My name is Charlene Luciano and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Today's project that I have for you is just a quick and easy card that I've put together using a few supplies. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So I am using the Big on Birthdays. I'm using the birthday over here and then this little flower arrangement over here. Love this stamp set. I'm also using some watercolor pencils that Stampin' Up has. So I'm going to show you how I did this. So the card base that I'm using today is in the Berry Burst, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. I'm using the new ink color as well. This is called Lemon Lime Twist. Love this color. This piece I have cut at 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. I have a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 3.5 by 4.5. And then I have for the inside, which is optional, but I always like to, if I'm using a colored cardstock, sometimes I'll add a layer on the inside, so when you're writing, you know, it's a little bit easier to see. But this piece is cut at 4 inches by 5 inches. So today, I went ahead and I mounted my stamp onto my block. And you just put it on your block. I'm using some Memento ink. I'm inking this up, making sure I get a good coverage. These photopolymer stamps, because there's no cushion like the other stamps that we have, the clear mount stamps, I like to bring in my paper piercer to stamp my image. I want to get my head in the camera. Just going to press it down and hold it for a few seconds, making sure you get a good crisp image, like so. Beautiful. So now I'm just going to actually put the card together. What I like about it is the sentiment and the focal image is nice and big. So there's really not a lot of stuff that you have to do to the card itself. I'm using some multi-purpose liquid glue. Love this. And I'm just going to add that here. Again, putting my piece on the inside. Actually, I'm going to stamp this first. That way, if I do make a mistake, I can always flip it over before I add it on the inside. All right, so I have the happy birthday. Stamp this on my piece. Now this is going to go on the inside. Again, bringing in my, you don't have to bring in the paper piercer, but I just find the images come out a little bit better. Stamp that like so. And maybe I will do So right now what I'm doing is I'm covering half the stamp because I don't want it all, I don't want the entire thing. So I'm covering half. Boom, like so. And I'm now going to add this on the inside. Close my glue. And what I did now is I just took some the watercolor pencils. What's nice is once you add water, it kind of looks like paint, which is awesome. So I'll just show you with one because I don't want to bore you with coloring in. So I just colored in my flowers just to give it a little bit more color. Now, you can use the watercolor pencils. You can also use the Stampin' Up! Markers that we have. You know, it's whatever you have on hand, really. And then what I did was I took my Wink of Stella. This stuff is awesome. It's like it dries like a clear liquid, but it's got glitter in it. So when you go over the flower, you actually are adding glitter on the flower. And it just gives it a nice little pop, you know. Just clean off that. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera though. It doesn't really do much justice, but in person it looks beautiful. So just a super cute, super quick card to put together. And I hope you liked today's project. Please feel free to go visit my website, www.stampwithshar.com. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.